Good day everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about an article that's just appeared on Warhammer Community. Thought I'd do a quick talk about it before I go down my weapons analysis episode with the Ekkton Pioneer. We've got some name drops of some weapons and stuff like that in this article. There's some cool pictures, I'll include them in the video so you can check them out while I talk about them. We are getting a lot of callbacks to 1st and 2nd edition with the Votann armory. Also, we are getting something very interesting for a lore point of view. If we look at the first weapon on the left hand side, I believe it should be the left on yours as well. Right, we've got this Iron Blaster. The Iron Blaster is the weapon that we saw the very first model wielding in the preview, you know, that little miniature. This is really interesting because it makes me think that the Demiurge who traded with the Tau are a sort of offshoot or a name at maybe a spaceborne brotherhood or stronghold of the Votann. But wait, there's some more. Now, okay, so if we go down from the Iron Blaster to the Bolt Shotgun. The Bolt Shotgun is the weapon that we see on the Ekkton Pioneer. She's actually holding it in her hand, and it was name dropped in the VOD of the Warhammer Fest. Now, we don't know the ranges of this, but in my mind, it makes me think this is sort of like a carbine or rapid fire weapon that might have a significantly like Assault 2 or Assault 3 type of thing. But we'll get more into that in the weapons analysis video that I will do for the Ekkton Pioneer. But I just wanted to point that out because it's very important that she's actually having it and we actually see it. Right, then we have something called an Autoc pattern bolter. So are they going, the Votann I mean, going to have bolters as their standard weapon? If they do, this puts them at a weird weapon dynamic because they'll have bolters that the Space Marines and various other Imperial factions have, but not be Imperial technically, because of the loose alliance between the Votann and the Imperium. We don't know how much of that is still canon, but you know, there is some weapon crossover, and it makes me think, how much is Call stealing from them? How much are they just using their own STCs to mass produce the weaponry? It does give us some insights into that in this article, but this episode is mainly looking at the weapons and talking about them. The Bolt Revolver. Now, this is a cut down version of the Bolt Shotgun, obviously, and a Bolt Revolver might be just a generic pistol weapon that the Votann use. Bolt weapons are a bit weird because if you look at the science behind them, or try to look at the science behind them, they are basically mini RPG shotguns. That's the best way of explaining it for someone who knows a little bit about weapons and not. There is... When I was starting this game, you know, long ago, that's basically how it was explained to me, but there is a little more nuance than that, and I can go into it if people really want me to, but we'll just carry on for now. Then we have the Vulcanite Disintegrator. Vulcanite weapons are extremely rare in the Imperium, except for Primus Marines, of course, because they seem to have all the best toys. But going on from that, we also have a high-las auto rifle, which is very like the Van Saar weaponry that they have. So if we look at these two main weapons that I want to bring out, is the Autoc pattern bolter and the high-las auto rifle. Those could be the Votann's generic weapons on their regular troopers or their assault troopers. It really depends on which way these are going to go, and it's very exciting to see them go down that way. I will point out in 2nd edition, Votann or Squats were armed with las rifles or bolt pistols and hand axes. So we might be seeing some crossover and callbacks to that. If we go down, we look at some more heavier weaponry and also more experimental weaponry maybe. We get a callback to an extremely interesting weapon, and I just want to talk about that for a moment. We get the Conversion Beamer. The Conversion Beamer was a fan favourite, or at least mine, in 2nd edition, and we've finally got something like that back for the Votann. We don't know how special or what the rules are for it. Of course, we've got some Graviton weaponry. We're on the same picture with the Graviton blast cannon, and we've got a couple of plasma pistols, but the Conversion Beamer is really interesting because I think only the AdMech have something very similar to that, or this is the first time, I'm not 100% on that we've seen a Conversion Beamer return to Warhammer 40,000. It's very interesting. And the Graviton blast cannon Is it just basically a souped up grab cannon or grab rifle or whatever? We don't know. We might know soon, hopefully. And then we have the Ekkton Plasma Gun and Ekkton Plasma Pistol. We saw the Plasma Pistol in the artwork and the, of course, the April Fool's video that we got, as well as a Power Fist. We don't have any melee weapons, so we can't really talk about them. It also mentions that they have the need for hand-to-hand combat, and in the face of swarms of orcs or Tyranids, so maybe they're calling back to the whole Tyranid invasion, which is something I will talk about another time maybe. When they're obviously obviously when we're talking about old weaponry and when we're talking about the Votann, we really don't know any stats for them at all. The weapons, I mean. We can take some educated guesses from bolt weapons and other weapons in the Imperial Armory, but when I do my weapons analysis videos, I would like to be very sort of like, we can see the stats of the old weapon here, but that might necessarily be true. I think of important note is the bolt shotgun, also the Magna Core autocannon that's on that Hurricane Pioneer. We need to look at it with a very soft eye or a very calm eye, because in that way we don't say something rather stupid. We don't say that our bike can have a 48-inch range, which it could do, but that makes them less assault or fast attack vehicles and more into the sort of like heavy support, which Scots did have heavy support bikes, but I suspect if we do get those trikes back, they will be a separate thing and they will be much more chunkier than the one displayed. Now I want to just finish up this video with something very small. On the 2nd and 3rd, and I think up to the 5th of June, we have the UK Games Expo. Will we see anything new then? I don't know. I know this channel is turning into more a Votann channel and a Necromunda channel, but these are the videos that get lots of likes and watches. I would like to thank everyone who subscribed recently. It really helps me out. If you could, if you're not, please check if you are, and do all the YouTube-y stuff. That would really help me out. So I've been Trix, and that's just been my little look at those weapons. We'll come back to them maybe when we see some models wielding them. Yeah, I'm going to do a redux of the Votann guy with his Iron Blaster. And we're going to talk about the Tau and the Demiurge in that video, so please stay tuned. So everyone, I've been Trix, you've been all of you. Thank you very much for your time. Do take care of yourselves, and bye bye.